Hey, this is Don and Jim here, and this is our second video update that we're making for the training directors. And we're just so super excited that you're on board with this amazing coalition. And we're just super excited, and we wanted to give you an update as to some news and some things that we're going to need from you in the upcoming weeks.
Absolutely. And just like Don said, we're very excited to have you on board with us. And it's just a wonderful opportunity for all of us. And one change we made, you are an executive training director. You will only be you guys are the only ones going to be an executive training directors. Future training directors, Don and I decided once they'll start as a training director down the road. And if they're with us for a year, they'll move up to a senior training director. But you guys are the executive training directors, and we're so glad to have you.
Yeah, and as we said last time, we handpicked you, so we are so happy that you're on board with us, and we want to keep you informed. There's a lot of things going on, and you may not hear all of the sausage making that's going on, but we and the rest of the team are hard at work, and so we thought we'd give you an update, and I know Jim has some news to share about the website and platform.
Absolutely. The website and platform has really come together, database and all that. We decided we would start with JVZoo for our ATM, so everybody gets paid, and also be able to market our products. And we have a gentleman that also handles all of our database that links everything together. We have a webmaster too. And we're very happy to have these people on board. In fact, I'm going to give a shout out, if I may, to some of the people that on the team here. I'm going to mention you executive training directors. I'm going to start with Mr. Bill Heinrich because I wrote his name down first. Bill is a high-level business coach, and he's an author. So, Bill, we're so glad to have you here. Don and I both know you very well. And another person I got to give a shout-out to, Gigi Ames. The best way I can describe her, she's the friend that you haven't met yet. Just take that for granted. And Don and I first talked to her back in July. And bless her heart, she was living in Hawaii on the Big Island, and she lost her home and everything with the volcano over there. I'm sure you're familiar with all that. When we talked to her in July, she was living out of a suitcase. She was with her son. She's still with her son, or still lives with him, I think, in Iowa. But Gigi, with all that going on, she proved to us that she's a team player. She's excited because she says, "Hey, Jim, have you selected anybody for a webmaster yet to do the website?" And I said, "Well, we're looking." I'm talking to a couple of people. She says, "I know the best guy. He's trained by the best. He'd be perfect for you." I says, "Who is he?" She said, "Well, that's Preston, my buddy Preston Matali. And he's up in Canada." And to be honest with you, when Gigi told me he was the best, that pretty much did it for me, because all we got to do now is just go through the process of saying, this is who we are, this is what we're doing. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful connection for us as a coalition. And then in working with Preston, doing the website, getting the information to him, getting JVZoo, he says, "Jim, we're going to need a database person to connect it, underneath the table, do all the work like that." And it just so happened that Gigi and Preston knew a guy by the name of Jay Johnson, who's a database expert. And I mean, this thing is just coming together. It just floors me.
And it's been great. Like Jim said, it's just you're finding the right people at the right time. It's almost like we're being blessed to come across this team. So I'm really excited to have on board Koji Somali. I know Koji because he did some videos for me. He did a sizzle reel for me. He did this amazing video where I did this climbing wall thing at an event, and I brought in a portable climbing wall. He had drones in the air. He made this absolutely incredible video that was money. So he's an expert in video production. He's going to be super valuable to the coalition. Big shout out to Koji. There's Sony Jackson, who I met through another acquaintance I have here in Colorado, and she's an expert in funnels and marketing. And I've met Sony. She's super solid, and so happy to have her on the team, and you'll get to meet her in Colorado. And Monique Johnson, who I met at an event last year, and we've been very, very close over the past year, working on various things together. And she's an expert in video marketing. And she's just got such an incredible personality. She's such an asset to the team. So big shout out to Monique being on board and being part of this amazing team. And finally, someone who's near and dear to me, Tamara Hunter. So Tamara, she's an expert in nonprofits. She started a nonprofit called Chemo Buddies for Life. And I'm actually on the board of directors of Chemo Buddies for Life because I've adopted from my other business, Country Leadership, I've adopted that as my cause because I do have cancer in my family, and I have a very profound impact it's had on me. So I've been working with Tamara in other aspects, and she built a nonprofit from the ground up. So she is an expert in cause marketing and in building up nonprofits. So we work with people who are working on businesses and causes here at the Speakers Pathway Coalition. So this is the team that's going on the field. We're so happy that you've decided to join us.
Yeah.
One learning we had is that, when we started looking at the mechanics of things, I know we had talked about the executive training directors getting 25% commission to start with for the first 49 people on their team, members who join them. Well, it just turns out it's just way simpler if we change to 50% net, even for the first member that gets assigned to you, right, Jim?
Absolutely, because when we looked at this and talking with Jay and also with Preston, it would create a can of worms for us, and we don't need that. So Don and I, we talked about it, and we says, hey, we're just going to give everybody, we're just going to start out of the gate, give them a vote of confidence, and we're going to do the 50% net. And we'll disclose more about that when we get on the ground in Colorado Springs, but there's a small charge there for JVZoo to process everything. But that's the bottom line.
Turns out like 47 or 48% gross.
Oh yeah, about 47.5%.
Having some audio problems there, Jim?
Yeah, just a little bit. My cat's bothering me, so I couldn't catch her to get out of the room. She was hollering at me. But yeah, exactly. But you definitely get 50% right out of the gate. It makes it a lot more simpler for us, a lot less headaches, and it's also a vote of confidence. And therefore, we want to share the success with all of us. Because to be very upfront with you, Don and I look at this coalition like a big piece of pizza. Each one of us represents a piece that makes up the whole. And that's how important the executive training directors are to me and Don. And we just want to say thank you so much.
And who doesn't like pizza? Right? And who doesn't like pizza? I love pizza. So there's a bunch of, like I said, Jim and I are like really focused. We pretty much start every day off. If we're not on the phone, then we're on Messenger like maniacs really early in the morning. What are you doing? What am I doing? So there's a lot of things that have been put together. So we got the logo done. I think if you go to the Facebook pages, you'll see the logo. We got all different forms of that, black and white, and all these different things to put up on the website and do whatever we wish with. We've defined the speaker certification levels. Mm-hmm. We've got all our legal and banking stuff in place. We're organizing the meeting in Colorado, and you got an email this past week, and it should have, I think it's everything you need to know about that meeting. And if you didn't get that email, let me know right away, and I'll send that to you in some other form, whether it be Messenger or something. I'll get you all that information. But if you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'm the one kind of handling the logistics for that meeting. We've been working on onboarding all the training directors, and as far as I'm concerned, I think we are looking at one more person because of a very special skill. But I don't know, Jim, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, this is the team that's going on the field.
Absolutely. And like Don was saying there, we cover everything from the speaking stage, like me and Don and some of the others have done. But we also, what is your stage? What is your cause? How do you get people, to you? And that's going to really appeal to a multitude of people out there, just a sea of folks out there, because as I said previously, and I remind myself, and Don and I talk about it a lot too, people that are living from direct deposit to direct deposit, and single moms that have kids at deadbeat dads, they can't afford to fly to Orlando and stay in a $200 a night hotel or something like that. And these are the people who are really needing some help. and just think about what a blessing that us as the coalition will be to them. That is just tremendous. That's really humbling, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. And that's why, we picked you because we know you've got the heart as well as the skills. Now, there are some things that we need from you because we are building out full steam on the website. We need to get the profiles of all the executive training directors up on the website. We have some to start with. So if you've already provided this, don't sweat it. We have it. If you haven't send this, then send this to one of us or both of us. What we need is a headshot of you because we want to feature your profile on the website. We want to know your name as you want it to be on the website, as well as whatever title you want. Some of you have several businesses, and we can hunt around and try to find the title that you want featured, but it'd be best if you told us what title, how you want to be addressed on the website. Also, a 300-word or less bio. Not something that's very, very long. People are not going to spend that much time reading these things. So 300 words or less for your bio. Also, your phone number, if you'd like to have that on the website. It's totally optional, but if you'd like to have people be able to reach you that way, we need to know that. And your website, whatever website you want to be featured for your business in your profile. Now, that's kind of what we need right now. So, in the next day or two, if you haven't sent that to us, please do. We really need to, get this website and profile up. Now, the next thing we're going to need is a description of the product that you are going to contribute to the coalition. This is that $500 minimum value product that you're going to contribute. I actually already have 4 products that I personally have contributed to the coalition. They're in the process of being put on the website now. But we need from each of you at least one of those products. And what we need, and you're going to get an email in the next week asking for the specifics. But basically, we need, at minimum, a description of what you plan to offer.
Absolutely. And another thing I want to make sure that, I believe everybody already knows this, but Don and I will never be in competition with our executive training directors or anyone else. So therefore, we'll never have members or anything like that. So all the content that we're going to put there, that's for the benefit of the coalition. That's just part of our gift to everyone. And also, too, when I mentioned about JV Zoo, I left out one small thing. We're going to start out at, we're going to tell them at the basic, the bronze level is a $250 value. We're going to drop it down to $150 instead of $100. And that's the entry level there. And Don and I, we've stepped up to the plate. We're going to contribute. We're going to make what's called an irresistible offer for them. And so that's our baby. We're going to deliver when we get ready to launch.
The irresistible offer that we will offer at the launch. And we feel it's a great offer. We'd love to hear from you what you think about this, but we think it's crazy good. So obviously the first thing we're going to do is offer an early bird discount for membership at the bronze level. The ordinary price is $250. We'll be offering that for $150 a month. So the discounted price of the bronze level membership. Also, obviously when people join, they get all the training that you all and we all have provided. So that's over $5,000 worth of training that they get from day one, that they could decide what they need the most. We're also going to include a ticket to our 1-year coalition celebration event that Jim and I are going to sponsor and put on. And so that is going to be a huge event, and people get a free ticket to that and an invite. And people at the bronze level typically don't get invited to these kinds of events. So it's a very, very special gift. As special fast action bonuses for the first 100 people who sign up and register, I'm going to offer a special training series on how to write your expert book. I'm going to share with them in a series of webinars all the things that I've learned from writing the 6 books that I've written over the past decade, all the things that I've learned about what has to be in your expert book, chapter by chapter. Also, how to build a following, how to create this book that really has people move to action. So that is a $5,000 value. So that's a fast action bonus reserved for only the first 100 who join. And I know you have something to throw in there too and offer, Jim, right?
Oh, several things, Don. I mean, like as Don and I were talking about, a lot of people are going to be coming to us from the world of network marketing. There's a lot of myths, a lot of lies out there. I've got a program that's valued at about $2,000 that's going to be there. It's a great place for those people to start how to talk to people that want to talk to them rather than trying to chase down families and friends. And I go into that into detail. Also, too, in my program, the future is now. I'm going to be offering some courses there we're going to put out there for free. So those two things alone, you're looking at least $5,000 right there.
And here's the kicker. Okay, this was a brainstorm. I've been working on something for my Contour Leadership business and came up with this really cool thing that I'm planning on offering at some talks that I'm giving. And I brought this up with Jim, and he was like, Don, this is crazy. So here's what we're going to do. The Speakers Coalition is going to publish a book. And this book will contain the stories of the training directors. So each one of you will have a chapter in the book. And don't worry, if you're not a writer, I've got someone who will do an interview, transcribe the interview, and create it into a chapter that we can then edit. So each training director gets a chapter. But here's the thing, for the launch, what we're going to do is we're going to offer, for the first 100 people who register, they will have the opportunity to also have a chapter in the book. Now, what they have to do to get into the book is they've got to embrace the trainings and embrace what we're trying to do in the coalition. And so they have to prove that they're putting the training into place and getting results in their life and in their business. And we will select 10 people from that first 100 who do just that, and they will also get a chapter in this book. And I know Jim said, our programs are worth so much. This is priceless. I honestly, to be a published author and not have to spend the hundreds of hours to do it, this is priceless for so many people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because, as you very well know, those of you that are authors and publish books, the headaches and hassles that, and the expense that people are going to incur there. And for someone to come in and say, wow, all I got to do is just perform and be an active member of this coalition, and I can get my story, told and published. I mean, that's just off the chart. When Don told me that, I thought, wow. I mean, we're just like promoting ourselves to the big leagues, just by that offer alone. And
it'll be a valuable marketing tool for the coalition. So, we're not just give. We realize this is going to be a valuable marketing tool. And just to be clear, Jim and I are paying for this out of our cut of the memberships. So, if you're thinking, gosh, what are they going to ask us to pay? It's nothing. So we are going to, out of operating expense, out of operating income from the memberships, Jim and I are going to pay for the book. Okay, so I'd love to hear your input. Jim and I think this is a crazy, incredible, irresistible offer that people who don't sign up, I'm thinking that I would have loved this opportunity. I would have been all over it. So I would personally love to hear your feedback on this offer.
Oh yeah, so would I, because Don and I, we're just really excited about stepping up to the plate and showing you where our heart and our compassion is, and just to be able to do all of these things that we're doing and putting together, and we couldn't do it without you. And my goodness, it's just a win-win-win situation right down the line. And I still think about the person coming in that probably can't even spell coalition, and they're trying to find their stage, and they find this coalition, and the people are so compassionate and focused in helping them. And then they can put their story in a book. I mean, where do you find that on the internet? I mean, it's just...
honestly, you can, but it's going to cost you like $1,000. So that's why I say when this is priceless, it's probably not priceless. It's really, really expensive, but in terms of their business, this is absolutely priceless. So Jim and I have a couple other things that are cooking. We don't want to put it out there now because it's kind of half baked, but again, it could be really, really big for the coalition. So this was our update for today. We wanted to break some news to you, tell you about some things that changed, just bring you up to speed, and also just recognize the team that's hitting the field.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Just like Don said, there's a couple of things we're working on. And today we just wanted to share with you the meat and potatoes. We're working on the dessert right now. And it's a good one. It's a good one.
This could be potentially really big. So, I'd like to give a shout out to Jim because, and we didn't rehearse this at all because, you know, it's been such a pleasure working with Jim. Everything is so flipping easy. And if it weren't for him, there's no way. It's like the two of us together are like five because of the way that our thoughts work and the where our hearts are. So I just want to throw out a thank you to you, Jim, because you are, you know, bring so much heart into this project.
Well, thank you, Don. As Don said, you heard it the same time I did there about the thank you. I'm just not really big on, you know, me taking thanks and things like that. It kind of embarrasses me a little bit, but I look at that's my mission in life, and it's a wonderful opportunity I've had to be here with you and to be a part of this. I've told people that what we're doing here, this is the greatest thing that I've ever been involved with because it has very little to do with me and a lot to do with everybody else. And since we're flying by the seat of their pants, I would like to have everybody just give me their shirt size. Don doesn't know about this, but I'm going to be ordering some shirts so we get up there in Colorado. Everybody will have the same type of shirt. And what I'm planning on doing, I like shirts with a collar, like a polo shirt, a golf shirt. So I'm going to do that, and that's my gift to the team up there. And that way, when it's picture day, we'll all dress. You know, we'll look nice with the.
I love it.
With our logo on it, the speaker's logo on it. So if you'd be so kind to get me your size, you know, of course the ladies will have the ladies polo shirts, and me and Don the men will have the men's polo shirts. But I want to get those fixed up and have those ready and bring them with me when I'm on my way up to Colorado. That's why I'm bringing my truck. You know, I can put a whole bunch of stuff back there. You know.
Awesome. Well, again, we're so excited to have you on board, and we'll keep you in the loop. We'll update you when there's news, when there's exciting new things, when things have changed. But we really look forward to seeing you in September up in Colorado or over in Colorado, here in Colorado, I guess, for me, and just super, super excited. We're just over the top about what we're going to accomplish.
Yes, we certainly are. And if you heard all this noise and everything, everybody making noise and bothering me and distracting me, this is Dixie. Yeah, it's like living with a little monkey in the house. She's quite a character, but we're just so excited to have you on board and to see you in Colorado there. And trust me, without Don and his heart and his compassion, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So I got to point it right back at you, brother. I got to point it right back at you. You're just superb. And one thing that shocks me is that how much in sync we are mentally. And I forget who it was I was talking with, Don, but someone says, wow, you and Don make a great team. The age and the wisdom that you bring. And I thought, well, yeah, I guess so. I bring the age, and Don brings the whatever that word was, wisdom.
Wisdom. You should talk more to Sylvia about that. I don't know. The wisdom thing, I don't know so much. All right. Well, this has really been great. Look forward to hearing your feedback on the Irresistible Offer. And any questions you have, just reach out to Jim Rye. All right.
Yeah.
Now it's Jim and Don. Peace out.